Let's begin this session with problem or homework exercise number 11 from section 7.1. Now what we need to do, we need to evaluate f of x for the given values of x and then use the ordered pairs from the table to graph the function. So we're going to first get some ordered pairs and then we're going to graph the function. Now notice, okay, when x is equal, so we're making a little chart here and we're asking when x, we're taking the value 0. So when x equals 0, notice f of 0 is equal to what? You put in 0 for x, right? 0 minus 6 equals a negative 6. So you're putting in 0 for x into here. You're evaluating. It's simply, just remember, you're like getting the y. Y equals x minus 6. Putting in 0 for x, 0 minus 6, the y value is negative 6. But instead of saying the y value, f of 0. So when x is 0, we're going to put in, we're going to get a negative 6. So let's put that in right here. So when x is 0, the function is equal to a negative 6. When x is 1, same idea, different numbers. So the function evaluated at 1 is equal to 1 minus 6, right? We put in 1 for x, and 1 minus 6 is a negative 5. So we get a negative 5. All right. When x is 2, again, easy arithmetic, 2 minus 6. Put in x is 2, 2 minus 6, and we're going to get what? A negative 4. When x is 3, 3 minus 6 is, of course, a negative 3. And when x is 4, 4 minus 6 is a negative 2. Okay. Now we're going to plot these. This is a linear equation. It's always going to be a straight line. So you can pick any of these points, and you're going to pick the line tool right there, and then you can plot any of these points. Like this is 0, negative 6. This is 1, negative 5, and so on. Okay? This is 2, negative 4. You can plot any two of those points, and it doesn't matter. You'll get the correct answer. So again, this is how you do it. So then, okay, we're going to go ahead and click on the line tool to get the line tool. Okay, take one point, which is 0 and down 6, and notice you can tell you're on the right point because there's the coordinate 0, negative 6, right? So we have 0, negative 6. So that's one point. Click on that. Okay, close the ink layer. Got to click on that. And then move it to another point. Now, it doesn't matter. We can go all the way down and pick any point. I can pick 4, negative 2. I can pick any of these points. So I'll just pick 4, negative 2, the last point. So over 4, down 2, okay, right there. Okay, and then go ahead and check my answer. So notice, any of the points I could pick, 0, negative 6, I picked 4, negative 2. Notice if I would have picked 2, negative 4, this one right here, I would go over 2, down 4, and I'd be right there on the line also. So any of these points, 1, negative 5, over 1, down 5, we're on the line. So all those any of those 5 points, plot them, and you get the straight line, and you'll get the correct answer. Now, you can also do this on your calculator, okay? On your calculator, first of all, you want to make sure your stat plots are off. So if you hit, the stat plot is in blue, the leftmost key on the row right below the screen. So if you hit second stat plot, and you got to make sure they're all off. So if like number 2 was on, you go down to number 2, you hit enter, and then you toggle. Like if it was on, then you would you would use your right arrow key to hit off, and then hit enter, turn it off, and then hit second quit to get out of that mode, okay? And also, just to make sure you're in the right viewing window, hit the button zoom, and then zoom standard will go from what we have here, from 0 to 10, from 10 down to negative 10, and from negative 10 to 10, both on the X and Y. So zoom standard, scroll down, use your down arrow key, highlight number 6, zoom standard, hit enter, and then you'll have from 10 to negative 10, and so on. Your viewing screen, this will indicate this far will be 10, that will be negative 10, and then this will be a positive 10, and this will be a negative 10 down here. My board is off, so we got okay, so now again, okay, so once you got that, then you're going to go to your y equals, which again is right below the screen, the leftmost, y equals, and you should get the screen. Now, if you have something in there, whatever, like 5x plus 2, if you need to clear it out, we need to put in a different function, then what you do is you can go over, you can just highlight it anywhere there, highlight it and just hit clear and it'll wipe it out. Okay? Now, what's our function? The y value is x minus 6. So the x is, to get an x, you hit the button right next to the green alpha, just to the right. So you hit that button there, and then subtract 6. So you put in the entire equation. Okay, once you do that, you can go ahead and press graph, which is the far right button below, and there's our graph. But notice, we needed ordered pairs to get the graph. So what you want to do is you want to go ahead and set the table. So we want to go ahead and get out of this. So we'll do second mode for quit, and then hit second and the second key window for table set. So second table set, and usually we're going to start at something like a -3, increments of 1, and then go ahead and leave both of these at auto. So if one of these are asked, highlight over to, use your left arrow, highlight auto, and hit enter. So -3, 1, auto. Okay, when you got that done, hit second mode again to quit, and then your table, second, table's in blue, so hit second graph, the far right, and there's your table. And notice, those values that we did by hand, they're there, right? When x is equal to 0, what did we do? X is equal to 0. F of 0 was equal to 0 minus 6, which is a -6, right? So there it is. X is 0, y is -6. You see it? When x was 1, f of 1 equals 1 minus 6, which is -5. When x is 1, y is -5. You see it on the calculator. If I go down 1, I get down 1, there's our 1, -5. And then the 2, -4, right there is 2, -4, and so on. So you can get the tables, what you did, the y values by pencil and paper, you can do on the calculator. Again, you first make sure your table is set. Let's quit. So you go to second window, table set, make sure you're at -3, 1, auto. And then once you get that, you can get, and if you have to change something like here, if you want to change, if it's on ask, then if it's on ask, you just use your left arrow key, highlight auto, hit enter to save it, and then second quit. And then you go ahead and do the y equals, which is right below the calculator screen. And again, you can, if you put in the x is next to the green alpha, so x, and then you put in your equations, subtract 6, and then if you want to see a graph, hit the graph key, which is far right, and there it is. But then to get these table values, which is what we needed points to do the graph on in MyMathLab, hit second graph or second graph for the table, and then scroll down and whatever value. So when x is 0, y is -6, right there, right? When x is 1, y is -5. When x is 2, y is a -4, right? 2 minus 6 is -4, and so on. It computes the y values for us, or the f of x values that we were doing by pencil and paper. Okay, if you have any questions on how to use the calculator or how to do the table or plotting a linear function, send me an email at tswierz@hodges.edu, TSWIERSZ, or call me at 239-938-7805. Thank you.